Hi there, my name is Carmen Sesank and today I'll be taking you through the design and the development process of my Honcho Android and web-based application. So let's dive right into it. Discussing my Honcho application based on the rationale. So Honcho is a tool to enhance livestock farming productivity. On screen you can see the table of contents which I'll be discussing within this rationale. So the following rationale will serve as an outline of my Honcho application, which is a livestock managing artificial intelligence app to guide readers through my research, design and development process. So for this project, I was tasked to conceptualize and develop an AI system which has social or environmental impact. The project could be developed using any language, development environment or framework of our choice. So we were instructed to use an agile approach to manage the project, iterating with small sprints towards ascribed milestones. So this is just a project roadmap which I used to tackle the problem at hand. So during the problem framing phase, I gathered knowledge about the market environment and key business insights in order to get an accurate picture of the current situation and objective. I conducted a variety of exercises such as business research, stakeholder maps, competitor analysis, as well as a SWOT analysis. So what is the problem our society is currently facing? So in the live sector of agriculture within South Africa, several factors have combined to strain producer margins. In the annual drought report, the findings revealed that the effect of the drought had a significant impact on the average herd size, livestock feeding, and sheep flock. Unfortunately, livestock farmers did not receive any form of assistance from the government. In Southern Africa, agriculture is the best vehicle to address poverty and revive rural economies. Unfortunately, employment in agriculture for the Northern Cape and the Free State have drastically declined. In order to clearly identify the problem and outline the potential solutions, I performed an extensive literature study accompanied by an in-depth desktop research. So according to the Senvest Group, technology has the potential to play a vital role in innovating the agriculture sector. Farmers should thus take advantage of mobile apps to improve productivity on the farm and also gain knowledge about the farming sector as a whole. Statistica reveals that the number of smartphone users in South Africa is expected to reach over 25 million by 2022. According to StatCounter, 85% of mobile users rely on Android, while only 15% of users use iOS operating systems. Other names hardly even make it onto the chart. Artificial intelligence is one of the fastest growing and popular data-driven technologies being used today. In 2015, just 10% of organizations reported that they use AI. Fast forward to 2019, and that number rose to 37%. This represents an impressive 270% growth in just 4 years. The growing use of AI shows that there are plenty of benefits to be reaped. One of such benefits is improved productivity, as tedious, repetitive, and routine tasks can be offloaded to AI, allowing employees to spend more time on analysis. Statistics show that 54% of business executives said that their adoption of AI within the workplace has led to a boost in productivity. As the saying goes, two heads are better than one. Such effective use of AI also helps with better and more accurate decision-making within organizations. As many as 2/3 of executives say that AI can improve and strengthen collaboration between humans and machines. The latest AI statistics show that as of 2019, 62% of consumers say that they are willing to use AI to improve their experience. According to the latest AI facts and statistics, 44% of firms using AI report a reduction in business costs in departments where AI is implemented. Coupled with a growth in revenue by many of these organizations, the cost benefits of AI are clear. After conducting business research, I was able to create a stakeholder map showing which clients will be using the product, what are the stakeholders inside the company, what are the partners, and which other stakeholders will be influenced by this product. In order to gain clarity regarding the business problem, I also identified the major competitors and evaluated their strategies to determine their strengths and weaknesses relative to my proposed product. Farmbook and AgriV was identified. From the competitor analysis, I conducted a SWOT analysis based on the identified competitors. I identified their strengths, their weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. During ideation, I also asked myself a couple of how might we questions to explore ideas that can help me to solve the challenge at hand. I also conducted interviews with various farmers and farm workers, which allowed me to identify my users' needs, frustrations, and types of customization they require. Highlighted is a few of the key insights gained from these interviews. The quantitative data was gathered by means of an online survey. This survey was sent to 3 farmers and 3 farm workers, respectively. The survey was used to consider who the user is by studying the demographics and targeted statistics. From this survey, I was able to identify that 82% of users are eager to use AI technology, 65% of users use an Android operating system, and only 25% of current users are using a management system. I've also created user personas based on the research conducted in order to represent the different user types that might be using the product in a similar way. Creating these personas allowed me to understand the user's needs, experience, behaviors, and goals. The first user is Henry, who is a sheep farmer in the Northern Cape. On screen you can see his various personality traits, his core needs, frustrations, softwares, and technologies he is familiar with. The next user is Tabu, who is a worker in the Northern Cape. And on screen you can see his various personality traits, his core needs, frustrations, software, and technologies he is familiar with. So what is a potential solution? So based on the outlined problem and research gathered, I decided to develop a management app which will allow livestock farmers of South Africa to administer their livestock and employees effectively. This system will allow farm workers to scan the tags of various livestock using AI and submit the data specific to the identified animal. Furthermore, the system will allow farmers to track the status of their various livestock and also enable them to manage their employees. This app is built for Android and desktop devices. Next, I decided to conduct a card sorting exercise, which was used to understand how the users think about the app's content and organize the content so that it suits their users' mental models. I've also created an information architecture based on the card sorting activity, which is a visual representation of the product's infrastructure, features, and hierarchy. I also created an extensive user flow, which is a path taken by the prototypical user. The user flow takes them from the entry point through a set of steps towards a successful outcome and final action. In order to integrate AI into my project, I first had to define and properly research the AI principles, designs, and implementations. This allowed me to identify the development frameworks, models to be used, and approach to follow. The development environments, programming language, and additional frameworks were chosen based on the technical research conducted. From the research, I decided to use Android Studio as my development environment, Java as the programming language, MLKit, which is Google's machine learning kit, and Firebase for database. Next, I conducted a high-level design, which explains the architecture that would be used for developing the product. This architecture diagram provides an overview of the entire system, identifying the main components that would be developed for the project and their environments. For the AI implementation, I decided to use a convolutional recurrent neural network, which is a combination of CNN, RNN, and CTC, which is used for image-based sequence recognition tasks. The neural network architecture integrates feature extraction, sequence modeling, and transcription into a unified framework. This model does not need character segmentation. The convolutional neural network extracts features from the input image, and the ML kit is used to bring the machine learning to Android. The following low-fidelity wireframes were used to lay out the content and functionality on the various screens and pages, taking into account the user needs and user journeys. On screen, you can see the various low-fidelity wireframes for desktop and tablet, as well as wireframes for the mobile version. After designing a basic wireframe, I asked 2 users to give me feedback on the content layout, the flow, and the overall structure of the app. One of the users said, "It is useful to filter the livestock. I want to filter it easy by clicking on a button." Some users also find the word herds difficult to understand and rather prefer words like livestock. Another user said that he wants to view the current market prices in a graph format on the overview page. Next, I did customer journey maps, which allowed me to visualize the experience of interacting with the app from the user's point of view. The following diagram explains the database designs and is composed of the various entity types and specifies the relationships that exist between these entities. After developing the project, I did a quantitative quality assurance testing to ensure that the product is of the highest possible quality for customers. For this, I identified the problems with the project implementation and listed them and tackled them accordingly. After fixing the bugs identified in the QA testing, I was able to produce a finalized product. The working product can be cloned from GitHub repository using the QR code below to visit my Honcho repository. I believe Honcho has the potential to increase livestock farming productivity by providing farmers and farm workers a platform to enhance their working efficiency. This project has lent me the opportunity to grow and develop. I've gained confidence and obtained useful skills that will help me be more productive and efficient in future products. Next, I'll be jumping into the actual demo of the product as well as just showing you a glimpse of the code.